en España. En esta ocasión tenemos con nosotros a la doctora Caroline Walrad, aunque pido disculpas porque mi inglés no es del todo pronunciado como debería quizás ser, pero bueno, pues tenemos la presencia hoy de la doctora Caroline. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully.
Okay. Have you been in Barcelona before?
Never, my first time.
Okay.
And I'm going to see the city tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Very good. The Dr. Caroline is specialist. Es una especialista en homeopatía, classical homeopathy. Yes. She is certified nutricionista, y tiene una experiencia de 12 años, 12 years with SCIO. How is your experience in this in the 12 years with the technology of SCIO?
Well, it keeps getting better and better, and I keep getting better and better at what I do. And to, the SCIO, what I find the most interesting for me is that I've become a better therapist because it allows me to see what is going on with a person, but I start to see trends and I start to understand when they'll get well and when they won't, how long it will take. And so I've gained a lot of knowledge just learning from the SCIO itself. And then for my clients, they change in the chairs, so I'm very happy about that. They're very happy and they keep coming back. And they don't come back for very long unless it's a chronic situation, because the SCIO seems to balance them and they move on very rapidly.
And what about you, about your experience in the medicine from the beginning of your experience? Where are you from? Where do you...
Want a little background?
Yes.
Well, I have degrees, and my first degree, I'm a public health educator, and then I also am a psychologist in training, and not in diploma. And then I found homeopathy, or it found me, and I find that it encompassed everything that I have always believed in, and that's how the mind, body, and spirit, everything comes together. And then the true understanding of homeopathy is we understand how people get sick and how they get well, and how to understand the signs and symptoms of that, and how the emotions are such an integral part of our physiology. And it's a delight to watch people get well on all three levels, instead of just always depressed but getting rid of their backache. With homeopathy, they can heal and balance on all three levels. So they start sleeping better, they're happier, they're nicer to their spouse, to their children, and it's really rewarding that way. I find it is the only thing for me, and the use of the SCIO helps me come to the correct remedy. It really helps and aids in balancing them and getting information. So it's quite exciting, actually. 12 years is a long time. I used to, years ago, in my pre-days of, I used to call it before I woke up, I was a pharmaceutical representative, and I also worked with the school systems and developed programs and that type of thing. But I think I learned a lot by selling pharmaceuticals. I appreciate and value the doctors, but I understand there's a different way, and I'm glad I'm part of that. Yeah.
Long experience in medicine and pharmaceutical. Are you a speaker at the conference today or?
Today and yesterday.
Today and yesterday. Okay. Could you please explain in a few minutes what is your speaking at the conference? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yesterday I spoke on autism, and there's different kinds of autism. Before the year 2000, most autistic children were considered needed to be institutionalized, and they would be considered not being able to recover, and they wouldn't be in society. But actually, we have a new type of autism, and we call it regressive autism. Unfortunately, the numbers of these children have increased rapidly. In 2000, 1 out of 2,500 children were termed autistic, but today, 1 out of 150 in the U.S. are considered autistic. And one of the interesting factors and why it's so different is because these children are normal, and they're speaking, and they're loving, and they're responsive, and everything's fine. But then they come to a point around 2.5 years old, and they start to regress. So they stop speaking, and they start developing other characteristics, and they start head banging and doing what we call stimming behavior, which can be any kind of nervousness. So 4 out of 5 children that become autistic today are boys. And there's a lot of reasons in what I talked about. But I think one of the most important factors to know is that these children can be reversed. And I see a lot of autistic children in my practice, mainly because they get well and then the others see it and they bring their children. And I think I know it's because of the SCIO. It has a phenomenal brainwave program in there. It balances the brain. It balances around the vaccinations. Unfortunately, most of these children have a lot of things in common that I see. It's not it's whoever comes to me. But I see the same thing. All of them had large heads at birth, which is a homeopathic remedy that I know of, calcarea carbonicum for those who are homeopaths. And they're also, they're very intelligent. There's something very smart about them. Of course, the new autistic children can read the alphabet backwards and forwards, and so as they get well, there's an interesting scenario that happens, and that is it's much like alcoholism. Not that they're alcoholics, please, that's not what I'm saying. But in alcoholism, if you start drinking at 18 and at 40 you decide not to have another drink, you have to go back to age 18 and start your socialization again. But the autistic children are similar, is that as they get better, what we're noticing is that they have to go back. Like one little boy discovered he had a little sister he didn't even realize he had. And so the whole socialization factor is very interesting to watch develop along with it. So for me, it's been rewarding, and the parents are extremely happy, and the SCIO is the reason. I see them every other week, and they keep moving forward. They don't have to wait 5 weeks to start seeing a difference. They see it right away. And I also spoke on vaccinations. Unfortunately, vaccinations and immunity were really... the truth of the immunizations are that they're very poisonous to our system. And it does things that we expect them to do, like make us stronger and more resistant to diseases, and in actuality, that's not the case. Our immune systems are much more compromised. And so that's what I spoke on today. There are very current situations, and they're things that we all need to be aware of. But if you know of somebody who's autistic, or an autistic child, the SCIO is phenomenal. And ADHD and ADD, it is probably the finest software program out there to help these children. Yeah.
Let me ask you. It's a personal question. In the United States, I am a father of 2 girls. Thank you. It's the population must to vaccinate to the boys and girls, or to the babies, or it's an option in the United States?
In the United States, it's an option, but we're losing that option, I believe. I think there's a lot of laws and different things that are happening to bring us towards mass vaccinations with punishment if there isn't. But in the Constitution of the United States, it does say that we have freedom to choose, and hopefully that's being upheld. Right now in Arizona, with I think almost all states, almost all of them, you really do have if you go online and you go to the website, you can find in your county government there should be by law a disclosure saying you can deny these vaccinations. They're allowing people to deny the hepatitis B at birth. But it's very important to take charge of your health and your children's health. And as we were talking all through today, it's all about making sure that the children are healthy, and we do that by a number of ways. I mean, weed is very important. Weed is very dangerous to us right now. I know that sounds really odd because it's who we are, but it really does compromise our immune system lately. And it's important to just eat a lot of organic fresh vegetables and chew your food a long time, drink water, and take care of yourself. And when we do that, our chances of being well are 50-fold. It's incredibly important. Yeah, I've seen the difference.
Thank you very much. And to end to the interview, could you please say to the people who are seeing the interview, how can contact you in the internet, or by mail, or by phoning?
I can't speak Spanish, so make sure it's in English. Okay. My website will lead you to me, and that's my name. It's www.Caroline.Walrad.com, and I will spell it. It's CAROLINEWALRAD. So it's CarolineWalrad.com, and that's my website. I have lots of information, and through there you can also contact me with my email. I also have another site that's a newsletter, and you can sign up for that newsletter, and it's free, and I have a lot of articles archived on that newsletter, and it's www.wellness, WELLNESS -star.com. So it's wellness-star.com. And you're welcome to go on there, and I send out newsletters on a regular basis.
Okay, interesting, because it's a way to communicate to the people the news and information. Very, very good. Let me ask you a last question. Do you use video in your websites?
Do I pardon?
Sorry?
What did you ask me?
Do you use video in your website?
Media?
Media, yes.
Like television or video? Yes. No, should I?
No, not yet.
Well, I guess I'm going to. That's not a good idea. I have not thought of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because this system is from the United States. We are using a system from Las Vegas, Nevada, with a company from the United States. But when we cut the interview, we will explain you more details. Okay. Yes, of course. With your email, I will send you automatically a copy, new, with a mail with the link of the interview, and you can resend to all your contacts.
Well, then I'll put it on my newsletter.
Yes, perfect. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Dra. Caroline, and we hope that your stay here in Spain, you enjoy the people, the place, the city, and the weather. But today we have not a good weather, but
it doesn't rain very often in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm very happy to see the rain. But I would like to say that my experience here has been phenomenal. I love the people, and I'm really enjoying the culture. And I get to see Barcelona tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a lovely country. I hope I get to come back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you.